Hey, Eric here from Around Tuit RC, and today I'll be showing you the H36 quadcopter. It's made by jjrctoy.com, and I got this from GearBest.com. And if you check the video notes out, I'll be leaving you direct links for this quadcopter for the GearBest website, so you can check them out later. The really cool thing that I like about this quad, you've seen the design before. They call this one the H36. This is made. There's several quadcopters made that look very similar to this one. The thing that drew me to this one is it's under $20 on the GearBest website. So I think it's like $17.06, but don't quote me on that. That's the last time I looked. So for under $20, you get a quadcopter that's almost ready to fly. And we'll get into that once we do the unboxing. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. Manual. Spare props. That's your battery charger for your quadcopter. There's the quadcopter and the transmitter. Alright, so we got everything laid out that comes in the box pretty much. The manual, let's talk about the manual first. I have some pros and cons about the manual itself. You can tell it was written by somebody that doesn't speak English very well. Some of the instructions in the manual were very helpful, some were not helpful at all. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Anyway, go over the other stuff here. Spare parts. You have 4 extra props for your quadcopter. Now, I can't see of any reason why you would need four spare props for this quad, other than the fact that they may fly off in flight and you just lose them, you can't find them. Because each prop has the prop protectors on there. I don't think you're going to damage the props at all on this quadcopter. Besides that, I mean, it weighs so little, I don't think you're going to hurt them that way. I think these are just extra props in case they spin off while you're flying and you just can't find them. But anyway, 4 spare props, that's a plus. Alright, so there is the battery for the quad itself, the battery charging system. This is a USB battery type charging system. Basically, you plug the battery up to the charger, plug this into a USB port on your computer or a USB charging system. It takes about 30 minutes to charge the battery, and there's a red light that comes on the charger when the charging is complete. Now, this is a 1S 150 milliamp hour LiPo battery. It goes on the quad just like this. Slides into a little spot down here on the bottom, and you have a one-way type plug for plugging it in. So let's get a little bit closer look at the quad. I like the way it's laid out, and I said this before. This design is very familiar. There's other companies making this design. Like I said, what drew me to this is being sold on the GearBest website for $17. Now, the only catch is you have to supply 2 AA batteries for the transmitter yourself. But other than that, you're ready to go. And who doesn't have some extra AA's laying around the house? So, looking at the quad, you've got 4 brushed motors on the quad. And let's pull the top off. Just comes off just like that. The quad operates on a 2.4 gigahertz radio system, so your range is going to be limited to probably around 100 feet. Don't quote me on that, but pretty much anything outside of about 20-25 feet anyway, you're not going to see this thing. So, you know, having a large range, I don't see where that would be a plus with this quadcopter. Being at 100 feet, I think they said 25 meters in the manual. I don't remember exactly, but so we're looking at around 50 to 100 feet on the range, which is pretty standard for a quad this size. Now, looking at the transmitter here, pretty standard transmitter. I'm sure you'd seen this before. This style has been used for many different kinds of micro quadcopters out there, so it's all laid out pretty straightforward and easy. I really am a pincher when I fly. It's hard to do that with these type sticks. It's more of a thumbs on kind of deal, and besides, the transmitter is so small, I don't think you'll be able to pinch and really get the finesse out of it. But this is more a fun type flying quadcopter anyway. And you know, possibly maybe put an FPV camera on it. You know, I'm sure you've seen some of those videos out there with quads this size having FPV cameras on it, so I wouldn't rule that out. But anyway, let's talk about the setup here. Let's go ahead and, whoops, turn the power on. Now I've done this a couple different ways. The normal way for most products, RC products, you turn on the transmitter and then you turn on the RC product. You can see the flashing light there. You plug the battery into the quad. If I can do it, there. And see that light's flashing too. And simply just move this up, the left stick up and back down, and you're now ready to fly. Okay, so let's talk about the setup on the controller here. Now you have several different buttons here. Let's go over the buttons on top first. This button is for, this is the left button, it's for low and high rates. Now by default, when you turn it on, it's in low rate mode. Push the button, hear 2 beeps, it's now in high rate mode. Gives you a little bit more of an angle of attack when you're flying it, makes it a little bit more aggressive, more fun to fly. Push it again, hear 1 beep, and you're back to low rate mode. Now, this button over here, the right button, this is a flip button basically. I don't know what the technical term for it is in the manual. Basically it's flip mode. You push the button 1 time while it's in air, and then when you move the right stick in any direction, it will flip in that direction. Now I've already flown this a few times. I really like the flip mode with this quadcopter. It actually flips very fast. It comes back on plane really quick. In less than about half a second, you've done the flip. And the other thing I like is it gives it a little bit of power before it does the flip. So it actually goes up first, flips, and then turns over. You do lose a little bit of altitude in flip mode, but you'll learn to give it just a little bit more throttle right after you do the flip to have a lot of fun with it. Now, for these other buttons on here, you see they're spread out around the sticks. You would think they are trim control for your axis, which some of them are and some of them aren't. Let's see. Now this one and this one, these are trim controls for your right stick. Now for this one, on the left side, it's not trim control. What it does is, when you push it to the right, it goes from normal mode to headless mode. And what that means is, now by default, let's get that out of the way. Normal mode is forward is forward, back is back, left is left, right is right. And when you turn the orientation around, left is not left anymore, left is going that way, if it's facing you, correct? But in headless mode, when you push this button on the right side, it makes it go to a headless mode, so no matter what orientation the quadcopter's in, left is always left, right is always right, forward is always forward, and back is always back. I like that feature. That feature will be pretty cool for the novice pilots out there flying in headless mode, because it's pretty easy to lose orientation if you haven't flown one of these very often. And having it in headless mode will just probably make it a lot more fun for you. Now, the other part of the, oh wait a minute, let me, I think, yeah, I forgot to tell you. When it's in headless mode, the red light flashes, okay? That means it's in headless mode. It lets you know. Push it again, it's back in normal mode. I should have said that first. And then, just to note, there is a blue LED light on the front. You can't really see these in the daytime. In low light conditions, you can see them very well. Now, if you hit this button on under the left stick to the left, it's a return home mode. Now, I haven't had a whole lot of success with that. I've tried it. Basically, what I've gathered is it's supposed to fly back to wherever you took off from, wherever you powered it up. Not too crazy about that. It doesn't seem to work too well, so I'll let you be the judge of that. I have very little use for that return to home button. But the quadcopter does fly very nice. So let's go ahead and do some flying here in the man cave and show you how it works out. Okay? Alright, the quadcopter's on the table. Let's take off. Pretty stable in the air. Let's go ahead and do a flip. I like that flip mode thing. Alright. Press the stick. Wow. You see it lost the altitude there. Let me try it again. It does go up a little bit. You need to give it just a little bit of throttle when you do the flip. Let's try it again. Did you see? Now I did go up, but you, like I said, give it just a little bit of throttle after it does the flip. I need to be on the sticks a little faster when I do that. Let's try it as it does the flip. Yeah, I see I was able to keep it in frame that time. Alright, so let's try headless mode. Alright, you see the red lights flashing? Well, if you can get it on screen. If the red light's flashing, that means it's in headless mode. So right is right, left is left when it's facing me. But let's turn it around. Right is still right. Wow. Let me get it back on screen. Right is still right, and left is still left. That is so awesome. I like that. Let's turn it back around. And let's take it out of headless mode. Alright, back in standard mode. Just do a little bit of flying around here. Very nice. Very easy to fly. Woo! About to lost it over there. But you can see how much fun it is, right? You get about 5 minutes out of a brand new battery. I can imagine after about 10 to 15 charges, you're going to lose some flight time. Probably go down to a 3 or 4 minute flight time. But this thing is just so much fun. Flip mode. Wow. Flip mode again. Yeah, you see it does lose the altitude. I guess you just got to play with it until you figure it out. But this is so much fun. Alright. So anyway, see if I can land it. Well, I don't think I can get it on the box, but we're back on the table. So anyway, that was the review and the quick flight of the H36 quadcopter. You can pick this up from GearBest.com. Be sure to check my video notes out on that. Thank you for watching. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to support my videos here on YouTube, and we'll catch you later. Whoops.